Hey friend, please subscribe and like the video. 1 second for you. A big deal for me. My name is Ethan. I'm 29, and 3 weeks ago, I learned that sometimes the person who says they love you is just keeping you around until something better shows up. It started in a bar. Crowded, loud, laughter everywhere. I walked in thinking I was meeting my girlfriend Jessica and her friends for a fun night out. Instead, I walked into the scene that would end our 2-year relationship. She was at a table near the back, surrounded by her college friends. I sat down, ordered a drink, tried to join in. They were talking about old stories, laughing about a trip to Miami I'd never been part of. I smiled, tried to fit in, even though I already felt like an outsider. Then one of them, Melissa, asked a harmless question. "So, Ethan, when are you finally meeting Jessica's parents? You guys have been together forever, right?" Before I could answer, Jessica laughed. Not a shy laugh, not an awkward one. It was sharp, cold. And she said, "You really think I'd ever introduce him to my parents?" Everyone froze. Even the music from the bar seemed to fade. And I just sat there, feeling my face get hot. It wasn't a joke. It was humiliation. So I smiled, stood up, and said, "Don't worry, you won't have to." Then I walked out. I didn't shout. I didn't look back. I just walked away from the woman I thought I'd spend my life with. That night, I waited for her to call. She didn't. 3 hours of silence, and then my phone buzzed, but it wasn't Jessica. It was her best friend, Lauren. She texted, "I need to tell you something. Please call me." I called. Her voice was shaking. She said, "I'm so sorry about what happened tonight. But Ethan, there's more. Jessica's been seeing someone else. For 6 months, I couldn't breathe." "6 months?" I repeated. "Yeah," she said. "A guy named Connor." She met him at a networking event. "She's been telling everyone you're basically done, just roommates. She said she's keeping you around because you're convenient. You didn't deserve that I hung up and just sat there in the dark." The realization hit like ice water. The woman I loved had already replaced me. The next morning I logged into our shared iCloud account. Her idea to save money. And that's when I saw it. Hundreds of photos. Her and Connor. Vacations, dinners, hotel rooms. There was even a picture of them at a lake house wearing matching sweaters. The kind she used to joke were too cheesy for couples. Then, I found something worse. A voice memo. Her voice. She was making a list. Pros and cons. Ethan versus Connor. And then she said, "Ethan is safe. Reliable. Convenient." That word. Convenient. It echoed in my head like a curse. The next day she texted, "Can we talk? You overreacted." Overreacted. Right. I told her to meet me at a coffee shop the next afternoon. When she walked in, she was smiling, wearing the same blue sundress from those photos with Connor. She sat down, reached for my hand. "Ethan, I'm sorry." I was drunk. "I didn't mean to embarrass you." I pulled my hand away. "Tell me about Connor." Her face went pale. "Who told you that?" she whispered. I didn't answer. I just slid my phone across the table. On the screen, every photo, every message. Her eyes filled with tears. "I didn't mean for this to happen." I was confused. "He just made me feel seen." I leaned forward. "You humiliated me in front of your friends. You lied to me for 6 months. You called me convenient. You didn't love me. You used me." She started to cry. "I'll end it with him. I'll fix this. I'll introduce you to my parents. I'll do anything." And I said, "Good news. You won't have to introduce me. I already met them." She blinked. "What?" "At that charity event last year. The one you said they skipped. They didn't. They came. I met them. They liked me. They thought I was the one. Turns out they were wrong." Her voice broke. "What do you want me to do?" I stood up. Finish packing. The lease is in my name. I'll stay somewhere else until you're gone. And then I walked away. Her voice followed me out the door, but I didn't turn around. 2 days later, I got a call from an unknown number. "Ethan, this is Megan, Jessica's mother." I froze. She sighed softly. "I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. We had no idea what she was doing. You didn't deserve that. We hoped you'd be part of this family someday." Her voice cracked. "If you ever need anything, dinner, help moving, you have our number." That kindness hit harder than any betrayal. I said thank you and hung up. Then I finally let myself cry. Jessica moved out 3 days later. Lauren texted me updates so I could avoid being there. "She's taking the coffee maker," she wrote. I didn't care. She could take everything. I just wanted peace. A week passed. Then Lauren texted again. "Are you sitting down?" I said. "What now?" Connor dumped her. Apparently she'd told him I was just a roommate finishing a lease. When he found out the truth, he blocked her on everything. Even his mom called her a liar and a project he didn't need. I didn't feel revenge. I felt nothing. Just peace. The kind that comes after a storm, when you finally stop checking the weather. But then came the real twist. 2 days later, Megan, her mother, called again. Her voice was quiet. "There's something you should know. Jessica tried to use your name on a mortgage application. She didn't send it in, but she filled it out. Your job, your income, your digital signature. We found it on her iPad. I just sat there, stunned. I'd almost lost more than my heart. I'd almost lost my future. I decided to put everything, the photos, the transcripts, the letter I wrote to myself, in a box labeled The Truth. On the top I wrote, "Love is not earned by being easy to keep. If someone hides you, they're not protecting you. They're preparing your replacement." I locked the box, put it on a shelf, and promised myself I'd never forget. 2 weeks later, I got a text, a simple one, from a girl I'd matched with on Hinge months ago. Her name was Rachel. She wrote, "Hey, this is random, but I saw Lauren's story. If you ever need coffee with someone who listens more than they talk, say the word." We met the next Saturday. She was warm, funny, honest. At one point she said, "When do I get to meet your friends?" "I want to know the people who built you," and I said, "Whenever you want." She smiled. Good answer. A few weeks later, I went back to that same bar, the place it all fell apart. Melissa, the friend who asked the parents' question, saw me. She walked up, eyes full of guilt. "I owe you an apology," she said. "I asked that question on purpose." We were tired of Jessica's lies. "I didn't mean to humiliate you, but I couldn't watch her fake it anymore." I nodded. "Don't apologize. You didn't ruin my night. You saved my life." She smiled sadly. "She's in therapy now," she said. "Good," I replied. "Maybe she'll learn what love looks like when it doesn't come with a script." People keep asking if I regret the years I spent with her. Number. Because it taught me what to never accept again. If someone laughs at you instead of standing beside you, leave. If they hide you from their family, believe them the first time. If they call you convenient, remember, convenience is for coffee machines, not people. The night she said I'd never meet her parents, I thought I was losing everything. Turns out, I was just losing the version of myself that accepted less than respect. I don't know where life's going next, but I know this. When peace finally arrives, it doesn't shout. It just sits quietly beside you, like Rachel's dog Pepper did that night, resting his head on my shoe. And it whispers, "You made it."